Help.
Engaged.
Greetings everyone. In this episode, we will be comparing the PC version of Batman Arkham Knight to the PlayStation 4 version. So let's get right to it. This first scene is from the Chinatown area, and as you can see from the label, it is PS4 footage. And now, going from left to right, we are transitioning to the PC version, which is at maximum graphical settings. Now it's just a PC version. No shiny part on the railing. Going from right to left this time, we are transitioning back to the PS4 version. And now for a side-by-side comparison. The left half is PS4 footage, and the right half, PC footage. Don't worry, I'm switching sides now, so that you get the full picture for each version, albeit in two separate halves. Okay, next scene. I will be comparing footage in this fashion, for 12 scenes in total, which means there are 10 more to go, after this one. And by this fashion, I mean showing the footage of each version separately, then via a couple of transition effects, and then finally, a side-by-side comparison. Just keep an eye on the on-screen text, so that you know exactly what you are looking at all times. I think you will agree that these three separate methods for comparing the footage will definitely give you a full sense of exactly what is different in each version. In this scene, for example, the textures on the metal in the PC version appear to be darker, as if covered by oily pollution. Also, the water isn't gathering on the ground, like it is in the PS4 version, which is totally unacceptable by PC standards. That's clearly something that needs to be patched. Talking about patches, I should point out that I am playing the launch version of the game. Apart from the rather large Day 1 patch, no other patches have been applied yet, nor at the time this video was made and uploaded, were any further patches available. So please bear that in mind, if you are watching this a few months from now. In fact, when I went to check on Steam to see if there were any updates, I found out that sales of Batman had been suspended, until they fixed a lot of the problems. Here's the official message. It's breaking news, kind of, so I thought I would mention it. Anyway, pause the video if you want to read this message. Now back to the comparisons. I suppose sometime in the future, you could use this video for reference purposes, if they ever manage to fix things, to see whether things have improved, or if they remain the same. In this next scene, you can clearly see the water collecting properly on the ground, for the PS4 version. Yet in the PC version, the water is not collecting at all. I should emphasize, even though I have already included the relevant information at the start of this video, as well as stating this fact already, that all graphical settings are at maximum. The odd thing about the graphical settings, is that there were so few of them, even if you just compare to the previous games. For example, anti-aliasing can only be switched on or off. You cannot choose the type of anti-aliasing, which is a choice given in almost every AAA game out there at the moment. Very strange decision by the developers. Perhaps they will add more options in the fixed version of the game, which will save you from messing about with the ini file. In this scene, you can see further discrepancies. Not only will the water not be collecting on the ground in the PC version, but it's not collecting on Batman's costume too, and it is supposed to. Also the lighting is all wrong too. There's no shiny effect on the ground. Looks really bad. There's the shiny effect I was talking about, and the water is now collecting on Batman's back. It can be seen quite clearly in the side-by-side comparisons. Everything looks a lot darker on the PC side, inside the game, and currently outside it too, back here in the real world. A dark day indeed. Here's a close-up, for added emphasis. I really like these kinds of effects, especially in action games such as this, and Deus Ex, to give another example. Now what the hell is this? I mean seriously, how could they release the game like this? Someone was clearly paying attention in the PlayStation version, so what the hell happened on the PC side? Conspiracy theorists might have a thing or two to say about that, but I will choose not to forward any theories at this point. Clearly there's no need for side-by-side comparisons, since the differences are too obvious. As you might have noticed, I have given each scene a number and a name, which is displayed in the top left corner of your screen. So if you wish to discuss anything in the comments below, you can make a reference to the scene name or number, for added convenience. Not much difference in this particular shot, no pun intended. Now here's where the PC version redeems itself a little. Notice the railings for this boat. On the PS4 version, they have a very basic texture, but on the PC version, the textures are nice and shiny. This has nothing to do with the texture settings in the PC, because I put all the settings to low, and still got this shiny effect. But the PC footage shown here is still at maximum graphics. I thought I should make that clear, in light of what I just said. The water wave effects are pretty good, which is why I decided to get a close-up. Another look at textures. Not much difference here, at least, as far as the actual textures go. I'm actually quite surprised they've stopped selling this game on Steam, albeit temporarily. They must have been getting a lot of complaints, as well as refund requests, so I suppose, in the end, it was probably easier to stop selling the damn thing, rather than continuously giving refunds for it. Originally, I pre-ordered this game for the PlayStation 4 version only, because I knew that Nvidia GameWorks might ruin my gameplay experience, as was the case with Dying Light, since I have an AMD card. But I saw it selling at a ridiculously cheap price, so I bought the PC version too. Apart from the bugs we've seen in this video, I've had no problems with this game. I managed to play it at a steady 30 frames per second, which is okay for me, because the gameplay was smooth. But there were occasions where things did slow down a lot, but the game was still playable. Maybe I didn't have a totally unplayable experience, because I installed this game to an SSD, a solid-state hard drive. I figured it was about time we saw Batman's face. Batman himself looks about the same in both versions. Okay, for the final comparison, let's go inside. My graphics card is an HD 7970, which in my opinion, is still the fastest single AMD GPU out there at the moment. The rebadged versions of this card have better specs and performance figures, but at the hardware level, I believe my card is superior to the rebadged versions. The proof is in the pudding, as they say, and the fact that my card can run this game at an acceptable level, whereas the others cannot, is a testament to that. Anyway, that's all we've got time for, so if you found this video helpful, then please comment, thumbs up and subscribe. This is Blade, and it's goodbye from me.